Hi guys, welcome back to Vape Don't Smoke. It's Paul here. Today we're checking out our new product from Jomotech. We've already checked out the Royal 100, but today we're checking out the Royal 30 watt. Okay guys, let's dive down and have a close-up look at the Jomotech Royal 30. Comes in a little plastic case. As you can see, Jomotech logo on that side and that side, a Royal 30 on that side. On the back here tells you a little bit about how to use the device, the buttons, the functions, everything else, which is nice, and then a little bit about it as well. So let's open it up then. So it just comes in a little clear cover case, and there it is, guys. There she is in all her glory. We will come back to it. What else comes in the box? Lifting up the little top level, we get a little check card and a USB charger and some silica gel to stop moisture. So that's basically everything that comes in the box. So moving the box over to one side and bringing this into full view then. So guys, this does come in a number of different colours. Let me check them for you now. It comes in black, which is what I'm showing you. It also comes in cyan blue, pink and rose gold. I think there's a silver one as well. Okay guys, so tell you a little bit about it from top to bottom. It is 104mm in size. It is a 22mm diameter width. It weighs 110 grams and it holds 2ml of e-liquid. So 2ml of e-liquid. We do have a tank on the top here, and we have our battery. They do not come apart, guys, bear that in mind. Do not try and unscrew this from this. It doesn't come apart. Okay, so from top to bottom then we do have a standard 510 drip tip. It just unclicks like so. It's made of Delrin. The tank itself is made of stainless steel and glass, and the structure of this device is stainless steel as well. We do have our fire button here. We've got the Jomotech logo on the design of the battery, and you can see that we do have some funky designing going round. It says Royal 30 there. Our USB charge ports on the side here, and as I turn it you can just see the pattern on the battery itself. Now I do believe that some of the colours there are plain colours. Some of them have this design and some of them do not. However, I'm basing that on a couple of pictures that I saw. There you go. On the bottom, guys, we do have the Jomotech logo. So let's have a little look at the tank then. Like I said, showing you there, the drip tip does come off. We do have some top airflow, as you can see, and we've got two slots for airflow, one there and one on the other side. I hope you are picking it up because it is black. Let me show you in silver. That's it closed off. And there it is over there as well. To top fill your tank, you do just simply unscrew it from the top like so, and as you can see, that has brought out the coil section as well, and you can just screw that back on like that. So you do simply unscrew it, and then you can pour your e-liquid into the base. Now the coil does come apart from here also, obviously, if you want to change the coil, etc. And you can see your little top chimney section, and here is the coil itself. It does come with a 0.6 ohm coil. You can see the down chimney there, horizontal coil, and it's got Muji cotton in there as well. Just ports are an okay size. May struggle with wicking thicker VG juice if you are vaping, constantly. And there you go, guys. Now the coil itself does just screw on. So that's what I would do, and then fill it down the sides. Now the coil shouldn't come out every time you go to screw it back on again. There you go. Okay guys, so there you go. So that was obviously just for the first time that the coil wasn't tight enough down. But you would just simply fill it down the side there. The coil won't come out constantly. Now this little glass piece does come off as well, guys. If you wanted to clean the tank properly, you can just pop this piece off. Now it is rather tight, and I certainly wouldn't recommend you forcing it. as I've experienced in the last couple of weeks, a number of Jomotech's products, the bottom piece here is very, very, very tight, and I would just simply leave it on there. I don't see the point of having to take it off. You can just simply clean around it. A couple of other ones that I've used were very tight. I didn't take them off on camera because I wanted to do the review first, but I have managed to get them off since then. But there you go, guys. There is the tank, the coil, and the top section just screws back in like so. Now, before I do that, I'm going to fill it up for you. We are just going to use some of this Sicilian cheesecake by Sister Agatha, and it will hold 2 ml down the side like so, and as always 5 little drops down the centre into the coil itself. Pop that back on. Oh, screw it down nice and tight. And when you are screwing it, you do have to kind of hold at the top there because the airflow does just spin and you're not actually tightening anything up. Okay, guys, now this is a 1150 mAh battery. Now the mod itself will fire as low as 0.15, but obviously you would be buying the coils to suit this tank anyway. We do have a 5-click on, 5-click off function, so we simply press the button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it comes on and that is you good to go. So you would just simply press the button to vape. The colour of the light will change as your battery decreases. If it goes lower than 30%, this will turn red. Okay, so guys, that is the Royal 30 in all her glory. I'll filter up, we'll let her wick for about 10 minutes, guys. When you're using this type of coil, let the coil get a little wick before you use it. But by the time I jump up to vape it, it'll be good to go. Let's jump up top, see how she vapes. Okay, guys, so that was a close-up look at the Royal 30 watt. So how does she vape? First things first, let's give it a go. Oh, airflow's a little bit closed off there. Opening it up fully. Okay, guys, so what am I getting from this vape? Well, I mean, first of all, I am doing a direct lung hit, but it is a little bit restricted, so you are kind of having to work for it a little bit more than you would something else in a lot more area. But I have been vaping on this for about a week now, guys, and to be honest, I've been direct lung vaping, and it's not really caused me any problems, and I have certainly enjoyed it. The other thing I've got to say is I do get nice flavour. I'm getting nice flavour from the coils. It's giving me an appropriate amount of vapour production, but the flavour I'm getting is very, very good. What I would say is I'm using a 50-50 VGPG, and I definitely think that the wicking ports might struggle a little bit more if you go any thicker than a 50-50 juice. You may get away with 60-40 and maybe 65-35. But I certainly probably would say, you know, anything over 70-30 you'd probably struggle to get a draw because it might not wick. But I might be wrong, guys. I've only really tried it with 50-50, so I'm only giving you my personal experience. 50-50 juice, and it is vaping very, very nicely. I'm getting nice flavour, I'm picking up all the tones, and I'm getting a proper adequate amount of vapour. I mean, you can't argue with that from a little stick like this. So let me just close off the airflow control now. I'm going to close it up really tight and we'll do a mouth to lung. Still can't do it. My vapour rings need some work. But the point I'm making, guys, is this is a perfect mouth to lung device as well. If I was to take a guess, I would probably say that the mouth to lung vapour is more what this is aimed at. But I have vaped it direct lung and I've not had any problems, but a perfect mouth to lung device, which makes this a very, very good starter kit, guys. If you know anybody that's on the stinkies, then this might be something that you want to recommend to them. It's got a 1150 mAh battery, and how long does that last? Well, I've been vaping this on rotation, and I have found that the battery durability is very, very good. Because the amount of power it's pushing out, it's obviously going to last a little bit longer than something that's maybe firing a lot higher wattage. But it is only firing at 30 watts when the battery's fully charged, and then obviously it decreases the more the battery decreases. But I have found that the battery does last a good 3/4 of a day. And then I've kind of found myself having to charge it when I've been vaping on it constantly. When I've been vaping on it throughout the day, if I've been at work and I maybe vape it on my break, then it's lasting me all day, not a problem whatsoever, guys. So I would say that this does get a pretty good thumbs up from me. I have enjoyed using it. I think it looks pretty good. It's nice and light, but it feels solid enough that you can just kind of throw it in your bag. I've just flung it in my pocket, and I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Guys, this is retailing around about between £12 and £15, and between £12 and £15 for this little kit is very, very good. It's very, very competitive. My mouth's watering because of that flavour. But it is a very competitively priced kit. Excuse me, the one thing that I would say that they should have added was a spare coil. Obviously in the kit itself, it does basically just give you the device. There is nothing else in the kit whatsoever. So they are just giving you the bare minimum charger in that shoe. I think a spare coil, I'm just checking to make sure I haven't lost it or something, but I definitely think a spare coil would have been a nice little extra feature. The Royal 100 does come with 2 coils, and I think that the Royal 30 should have came with 2 coils as well. But apart from that, guys, I think it's a fairly nice little mod. Jomotech have done a lot of good stuff lately, and I have been reviewing it myself. And I've not really come across any real problems. I think they vape well, their coils give you good flavour and good vapour production, and a lot of it is very, very well priced. Guys, I hope this has helped you make a decision whether or not to purchase this product. Please, I would say if you are looking to get someone off the stinkies, this is the perfect starter kit for them. But I'd certainly maybe throw in a little packet of coils if you are doing that. Guys, nip over to Facebook and join the Facebook page. It's called Vape Don't Smoke, Facebook group, sorry. Vape Don't Smoke over on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter at vapedon'tsmoke82. Check out jomotech.com, the link will be in the description to see all the Jomotech latest products. But guys, whatever you do, make sure you take care and vape don't smoke.